Welcome to 99.5 Love FM.
Christmas time is here again. When you hear the sleigh bells ring, Santa Claus is coming to town. Feel good music all day long with all your favorite Christmas songs. The Christmas Station, Love FM.
All right, so this is Love 99.5, and we're here to bring to you Love in the Morning. Time check some 22 minutes past 7. Well, we have already told you that the festive season is here, and around this time, a lot of buying and selling goes on. Now, we're bringing to you a conversation with an Alhaji. He's a fine gentleman from the health department at KMA, and you'd also be hearing from the FDA boss in the region in the person of Mrs. Nora Telabi. Now, we're doing this because many a time we go out there, we buy stuff, we take home, we consume, and a few of us check for expiry dates or check whether indeed what it is that we've bought is wholesome or not wholesome. Now, we're bringing to you something that a team from KMA went to town yesterday, what they found and what they did. Now, but before we bring you all that, Nana Ojima is still with me in the studios of Love 99.5. And Nana, I mean, have you already purchased your stuff for Christmas?
Not yet. I don't buy for Christmas.
You don't?
I don't.
Why don't you?
When I need it, I go out, I get it. You know, I'm just one man. Why should I buy for Christmas?
All right, so we want to know from you your experience with, products you buy out there. What's your experience with expired products? Have you ever purchased expired products before? Have you ever purchased unwholesome products before? When you did, what did you do about it? Did you take it back? Well, we have a story of a gentleman who bought some milk, realized that the milk was expired, took it back, and the wahala he had to go through. But before, again, we delve into that very conversation, I just want you to send me your voice notes to 0554-031-192. What is your experience with expired products? What is your experience with purchases of unwholesome products? Now, do you think that you are lucky in not buying expired products, or you don't buy them because you are vigilant? Now, what is the story about this young man and the milk?
So we are talking about one of our production team members, and he went very close to us around this Bomso vicinity to get himself some milk, the big tin. So that was his first time buying a big tin, according to him. So he went there to get this big tin of milk for his Gary soakings in the afternoon. And unfortunately for him, he was sold an expired product. So he brought it back to the house, and after, he was trying to start preparation of so he decided to check the expiry date, and immediately he opened the tin. He realized that this thing is expired. So he had to check the date. He checked the date and realized the date confirmed that it has expired. He sent it back to the shop owner, and the shop owner told him that he will have to give him back the tin. And later, when those who sold to him,
the suppliers
come to him, he gave it back, and he's given another tin.
So that he can exchange or replace it for him.
So that he can replace for the young man that we're talking about here. But the young man, after 2 months, never got that tin back. So he got similar stories from other people. So he decided to report to the police. He got the police at Bomso. He brought them in on this. The police went to
police station or Bomso?
Bomso.
Okay.
Ivandi around Ivandi Hostel. Okay. So there's a police post there.
Yeah. Okay.
So he went with the policeman to this shop, and the policeman told, when they got there, the man told him that he doesn't have anyone to take care of the shop for him when he's out.
As a shop attendant?
Yeah, to invite him to the police station. So rather, the police should rather go, and when he's free, he'll come. To date, the man has never been to the police station. The police never got back to our colleague. So the colleague has his money locked up in there. And also, police never took action on this. So he's confused. He doesn't know what to do.
Okay. And that's why we're going to have this conversation, because indeed around this time a lot of buying and selling is ongoing, and if you're not too careful you might be buying expired products like some people have. Now, like I said, a team from KMA, the health department, took a trip to town just to ensure you and I are safe. And when they went to town, this is what transpired. Take a listen.
Be on the market as directed by Food and Drugs Authority. Therefore, we are asking them to bring every product bearing Alisa tomato ketchup out for it to be seized. So eja e be say Alisa product amobia no mo famra bonsi.
Me dem say me na me say bit oto ni mama me to me nim me ya crack ni. Me won say of do mo ka say akra na ye me wanwa. Ade say ba hu yansa. We wato ama me ogi ni sika akọ. Ana maka my friends say ni ama no ni ba ko do oto e do di aba o so ba bagi. Papa be the talk or do di buy.
Seizing the expired goods into our car, because we've already explained the whole thing to the owner. We are inviting him if he has any documents that we can help her to retrieve, for them to replace that the company from which he bought the medicine, for them to replace. Fine. If she doesn't have, then maybe when we'll go to our boss, then we'll not take the next line of action. If there are unwholesome goods, then it's there. But the idea of please, we are educating you people on this things. We are not supposed to display expired goods. Because, like I said, even one of your workers and the life of the individual Ghanaian is important to the government. So please, we don't want these things in the good. In the markets where you say we are displacing them. And listen, please get a place at the listen, and then what do you call it? We listen. If they have way bills and other that maybe ascertain that no, they bought them from this source. Then maybe we can go do our own underground work and find out how we can let them pay or replace all those goods for them, and then the necessary action will be taken against that particular wholesale or that company. If whatever at us, with the support of Food and Drug Board, this is what we want to do.
With the support of the Food and Drugs Authority, this is what they want to do. That's what he says. They're doing this with the support of the Food and Drugs Authority. Now, Alhaji Adams is with the Health Department at the KMA. He is with us in the studios of Love 99.5. Hi, Alhaji. Good morning to you.
Hi, morning.
Because you're a Muslim, I cannot say Merry Christmas or so. Let me say After Shapa, because the year is coming to an end and New Year is on its way to us. So After Shapa to you.
I've been converting.
Oh, cool. So at least you have the right response for me. Well, the Love in the Morning is brought to us by Ideal, Ghana's favorite milk. Ideal milk is now 3 Ghana to the spec. Yeah, Titisu Brutal. So go out there and get your favorite Ideal milk and enjoy your breakfast. Also with me is the original boss of the Food and Drugs Authority, Mrs. Nora Telabi. Hi, Nora. Good morning.
Good morning.
And Merry Christmas to you.
Many, many happy returns to you.
Okay, so good to have you with us. Now, we're talking about expired products, unwholesome products on our market, and I'm asking you to send me voice notes. What is your experience like with expired products or unwholesome products? Have you purchased any? And what did you do when you realized that it was expired or unwholesome? Send us your voice notes to 0554 031 192. Again, do you think that you are lucky or you are vigilant? That's how come you have not bought expired products or unwholesome products. So, Aladi, let me start off the conversation with you because you and your team went out yesterday. Which part of the CBD did you go? And aside from the fact that you saw expired products on the market, what else did you find that you think is of concern that we ought to know about?
Thank you very much, and good morning to your cherished listeners. Yesterday, my team went into the town.
Which part of town?
The CDB.
Okay.
Notably, Pampaswu, Roma Hill area. Basically, that was where we were yesterday.
And in the report we played, we heard you say that the products are expired, they are unwholesome. How bad would you say the situation is out there in terms of unwholesome products?
Thank you very much. The traders take opportunity of the Christmas festivities or other festivities to always come out with expired goods or unwholesome goods, for that matter. And this is not the first time we've done this. I mean, it continues. And yesterday, when we got to town, in fact, it was very hectic. After the program, okay, my intention, if you come to my office now, I have some goods, even which I need to involve the Food and Drug Board maybe to ascertain certain things.
The authorities.
That is maybe after this.
So what you're saying is that it is widespread.
It's widespread.
It's widespread.
It's widespread.
Okay. Now, is it only the tomato paste that you worked on, or you worked on other products as well?
Basically, Food and Drug Board, what they call it, sent a list of tomato paste that are to call back.
Yeah, some 3 or 4 days ago.
Yeah, I think it was in the social media. Well, we took a copy of it because that is part of what we are doing. So as we go along, we are trying to find out if maybe there was something of that sort. But unfortunately, we didn't get something of that sort. And understand.
Okay, let me come to you, Nora. Would you say that they've done a good job in supporting what the FDA, does?
Good morning, and good morning to your listeners. That's their responsibility. The Public Health Act says that the food, that is retailed food, should be monitored by the Assembly through the FDA. So really, that's what they did. It's not any. If you do your personally, so I won't say they did a good job, because personally, when I do my job, I don't clap for myself. When I do my job, I don't let anybody say I just did my job. So if you do your job, that's what the Ghanaian is paying all of us to do. So if you do our jobs, I don't know whether it's a good job or anything. You've just done your job.
All right. So he mentioned unwholesome products. When we say unwholesome products, what makes a product unwholesome?
When we say unwholesome, various things make food unwholesome. So if it is packaged food, then it's expired, it's bloated, it's dented. Even if the packaging is damaged, it makes it unwholesome, because you don't know how much the packaging being damaged gets into. So sometimes you will find products that may not have expired, but they may be unwholesome. Recently, where my boss was discussing, Mrs. Delis Vakun was discussing about the fact that when they say food should be stored at ambient temperature, whose ambient temperature? Our ambient temperature is different from the temperate zones, their ambient temperature. Therefore, whose ambient temperature are you making the product purposely for me? And that is why they do accelerated shelf life studies to mimic our environment, so that should the product be brought into our jurisdiction, that is in the tropics where the temperatures are overly very high, they could be safe for the consumer. So these are issues that we have to look at. Is it that now the FDA is going to insist that every product comes out with shelf life studies? And so I would like to know, if you tell me that your product has a shelf life of 2 years or 3 years, do you have documentation to prove? And overall, most of them do have documentation to prove. Yes, some of them may not have that documentation. That's why we came out also with another press release, which we discussed recently about the shelf life of product as imported into our country, where we are saying that when you bring it into our country, you have 60% of the shelf life active before. That's the minimum. So if it is 2 years, you cannot bring it in if it is less than 1.5 years active, because invariably people bring products in that has only 3 months to expiry, and they are not able to dispose of these products. So for each category, whether it's if it is 1 year shelf life, then we are asking you to have 8 months on it. If it is 3 months shelf life, you should have at least 2 months on it, and that's for both imported and local product. So really
okay, so again, if you listen to him carefully, you realize that he mentioned, when I asked a question as to how widespread these unwholesome products are on the market, he says, well, it's quite common out there. I know that the FDA is also out there in the market. Will you agree with him when he says that, well, it's quite widespread, the expired products and unwholesome products?
Ashanti region has many. We have one metropolitan, then we have many municipals and
metropolitan
districts.
Districts, yeah.
And so, if you went to Pampaso and Roman Hill, and you talk of widespread, then I wonder how big Pampaso and Roman Hill are vis-a-vis the whole Ashanti region, where our population is, I think, over 5 million. So really, I don't know. He says it's widespread. I don't know about that. He knows.
Is that to suggest that you don't agree with that? It's not.
I'm not
it's
saying that. I'm only saying that we have a whole region to regulate. And Pampaso and Roman Hill are not even the whole of the KMA. They are just a microcosm of the KMA.
Okay.
And so really, if you went to Roman Hill, which I am looking at the place in my mind's eye, and to Idum Pampaso, and you are saying widespread, then I don't know what the scales of references are. So,
all right. So we're streaming live on Facebook, and if you go onto our Facebook page right now, that is LUV 99.5 right now, you realize the work that the health department of the KMA did, products that they were seizing, all the checks that they did. You can see that it's on our Facebook live right now as we stream. Now, so you say that they went to Pampaso, they went to Roman Hill, so you don't say that is that widespread. So again, is that
no,
to suggest?
I didn't say that.
No,
I only said that we have a region, and if you are talking of Pampaso and Roman Hill, and you are saying it's widespread.
But that's what I also began by saying that you are on the market as well. You are out there yourself.
Yeah.
What is the situation like?
The situation is not as widespread, and I think also that we should disbank our minds about the idea that the consumer can walk in and pick anything, and then the consumer has no responsibility at all. And that means that any consumer going out there must be somebody following, and that is not feasible. I think the emphasis we should make is that the consumer has a responsibility. Look, every blessed day, and I've made this statement severally, every blessed day products are being manufactured. Every day, as we sit here, there are several shifts that are active, meaning that every day product will expire. Every single day product will expire. And so it's not possible for the educationist, the retailer has the responsibility to ensure that they don't display these products for sale. It's against the law. Now, you as the buyer also has a responsibility, because you see, if I went to, what's today's day, 20th December,
yeah.
Product that has 1 year shelf life, which was manufactured 19th December 2018, okay, or 21st December 2018, we expired 20th December 2019. Now, if I went there yesterday to any retail outlet, the product is not expired. It's not expired. So I would go there, I would note in my documentation that these people have displayed products that have a couple of days shelf lives. So we would go back and just be sure. Sometimes we will make sure you are aware this is expiring tomorrow. They are aware. So that's the ones that they put the things on it, and they are doing the don't quote me, and they are gathering anyway. And it is not an illegal act, because the product, in the spirit and the letter of the word, is not expired. So if a retailer walks in this morning and does not check and picks that product, I would not be there yet, even though it's in my documentation that these products will expire. And so a team will go there, and we have done that severally.
Okay, so if, again, taking it from Alhaji Adams' perspective, he says that when he engaged with one of the traders, the woman said, "Well, minya crashing." That's what she said. That is to say, she cannot read, and so cannot tell that the product was expired and all that. So there's a supplier to this very woman. For all we know, this supplier might have distributed same products that are expired to other retailers out there. How do we ensure that this person or persons who are doing this are apprehended, so we don't get ourselves into trouble?
Apprehended. These you see, like I said, these are the businesses these people do, and invariably most of them are not aware. But most companies are not interested in the negative publicity vis-a-vis their products. Most of these women buy these products at reduced cost when it has only about 3 months shelf life. And so they buy it with a hope. So if the woman says she's totally not aware, you don't have to be crutching it look, today I don't think. Yeah, we have a few of the mothers who may not be able to read dates, or our fathers who may not be able to read dates. But invariably, in every corner of this country, thank God, there's a lot of education that this country has done. So that the number of people who will plead, meaning I can't read and cannot read a date, are minimal. Granted that they are there are other people who are able to do this. And the other problem also is that when we are distributing products in Ghana here, we are now educating distributors to do that. When we are distributing product, we don't use batch to distribute. It's when we use the batch to distribute. Because, so when you go into the warehouse, most of the batches are mixed up, especially if they have around the same expiry date. They are supposed to do first in, first out. So if they feel that, it's days or just a month difference, they gather them. And so they may sell different batches of products to a person. That is not wrong. But if we're dealing with batches, then you can say that, you can tell the person that, no, ebe expiry date no be soon, busumi a da yenimi ni da SSA. So then the person knows. Nti and the ton eno kane and sana what on the expiry date we chikakra. That means that you are implementing the first in, first out, or the first expiry, first out. But
some unscrupulous, distributors might not tell you this.
Most of them don't. In fact, they don't. You see, and that's what I said. That's the education we are doing. Most of them haven't gotten and it creates even problems when we have to redraw a batch of product. Let's say you have several batches of your product in trade, but there is a problem with one particular batch. We should be able to redraw one batch without affecting the other products that are not affected. But because they don't sell them according to batches, when there's a problem with a particular product, we have to redraw it.
It's a difficulty in tracing.
Yeah.
So quite recently, I think 3 days or so ago, the FDA Accra mentioned or gave us a tall list of tomato paste that they think ought to be recalled because of the ingredients in the color and flour and all that. Starch. Now, have you been able to identify these on our markets? Have you been able to recall them?
The recall, when we say recall, it is the importer that recalls. It is you who puts the product on the market that pulls it out. So the FDA writes to the manufacturer or the importer and say, this product of yours is on our market, take it out. What we as an authority do is we monitor to make sure that the instructions you have been given had been adequately complied with. And so we have been on our market in Ashanti here, and we have not found any. That's not to say that we didn't find other tomato paste products. There were a few that we found that had not been registered, and so we are pulling them out, and we are working to find out who brought them in, because sometimes it's difficult to even get because we are at the Tema port, we are on the GCnet, we are a few of the institutions that do inspections at the port. So that we are supposed to have seen everything that comes in when it comes to food or what the products we regulate.
But unfortunately, you're not able to see all of them because of
naturally.
But Alaji, coming back to you, so you went to the CBD area, that's the Central Business District area yesterday. Are you going to go back again? What about the where we live, residential areas where people have smaller shops in there? They also go to town, they buy these things, they come and also sell to us. What's the plan to ensure our safety?
Thank you. Thank you very much. I just want to maybe clarify certain things.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, KMA Health Department, we are now out to show our chest that no, this is what we can do. We are out for the help of the people.
Yeah.
At all sectors. So, and we liaise with our son and my brother with Joy FM. That was how come when we were about to move. And we know where about our regular this that where
and you're talking about Love FM.
Love FM.
Yeah.
So all this happened because it was the day you were to come and join us with the task as a task force to also go out. So it was the time of what do you call it?
Don't worry about that. I understand. Don't worry. I understand. I understand what you mean.
Yeah. Now, when I don't want to clarify certain things. Again, when I talked of what they call widespread like you are listening, I don't say that maybe the whole of Ashanti is widespread. My concentration is within the metropolis. It only happened yesterday. You chance as listen, we've done a lot, and we continue to do. So and anything I thought that we are doing, I think we are being paid because we are there to protect the health of the people.
I like you understand. I think that
basically we are not trying to not
Are you going to go back into town to do more of this? Are you going to?
It's continuous. Yesterday was not the first day we went to town.
It will not be the last.
It will be if you come to my office.
Is it always going to center? Is it going to always center in the business? The central business district area.
We were asked of maybe the peripheries of KMA, which we do. I think we started from what do you call it? Atinga Junction, there down to Santasi and what not. Well, yesterday it was only yesterday we decided no. At least the whole team task force should be at what they call the central business center
But do you educate these traders? Do you tell them the dangers and the reasons why they ought not sell?
Like Madam said, I met what do you call it? One of the shop owners who was telling me that Alaji, don't take me on because you people have allowed the goods to come in. So if I am selling them and you are saying they are expired, then how in the first how did they get into the market?
It could be that they got into the market at the time when they were not expired.
We will lose sight of certain things too. Like listen, our ports, especially where I am coming from in the north, we have so many routes where goods come in without even passing through this. So the FDA will not even know those. Check. It's not there to check distance because it's an illegal route or a route that one cannot just have somebody to monitor those things. The same thing they can be brought down to call Ashanti region or any other part of the country, and these are things that goes on every day and night. So I tried to tell him that no. Don't blame any government official or the authorities for not being able to curtail certain things. Even in your own house, there are certain things as you are here, they are done behind you. You only see them when you get back to the house. And it's the same thing that we are also trying to at least try to monitor what is going on there. So there is that challenge in time. What do you call it among the traders. Now we got to a point where they said no. I have my shop. I am displaying these expired goods or unwholesome products just for people to come and see. When you see the products and you want it, then I'll go into the store.
Bring the
especially those who are doing wholesale. Then we go in and listen. Yesterday I told them, no, please. Yeah, I think if you might have captured it.
Yes, it's still on live on Facebook, and so check it out for yourself. LUV.
I told them no. Once they are displayed on the what they call it in the open, I can come and pick something like that, or during the course of packing, your people can. And the life of every Ghanaian is very important.
The life of every Ghanaian indeed is very important.
So that is why we not display them at all.
So, madam, tell us this: when somebody buys an expired product, what should the person do? You heard the story of this young man being told a while ago. He went out, bought a tin of milk, realized that a tin of milk had expired. He went back to the shop attendant or owner, and the person kept telling him, "Go and come. When the supplier brings me another one, I'll change it for you." What should we do when we buy expired products?
First, don't buy expired products.
Okay.
You see, the time to check the product is when you are standing at the retail outlet to purchase or at the wholesale outlet to purchase and your money is still in your pocket. That's when you check.
But you said yourself that sometimes they blend it, they mix it up. They know the batch numbers. So mix it up. So you pick one or two, the date is fine. So I think that, all of them are fine.
Exactly. But you see, thinking all of them, you are buying individual cans. If it is, you see, the wholesaler is selling in cartons. And so for the wholesaler, batch A, batch B, batch C, I can mix them. The retailer is selling in cans or tins or box individual packs. So you, the purchaser, you are buying individual packs. So the point point to check the expiry date is not when you left the shop, went home, because you know that woman, I'm sure this person didn't pick a receipt. One, I'm sure even if he or she picked the receipt, the batch number is not indicated on the receipt. The retailer can say, this is not what I sold to you. He can. So the time to check.
You're talking about the gentleman I talked about?
Yes.
But how many of us go to the retail shop and ask for receipts or are given receipts? I mean, if I go to this Nkwanchen store and I say, give me a tin of milk, I don't expect that.
David, you don't understand what I'm saying. I'm saying that at the point of purchasing, that was when he was still in the shop. That was when he is required for his own sake to check the expiry date, whether he had a receipt or not. I use the fact that because you don't have, and even when we have receipts, we don't write the batch numbers on our receipt as an explanation to the point I was making. The time you check the expiry date on any product, or you check the wholesomeness, to you the layman, because really if I went to a shop and I picked the product, the only way I can prove without doubt that the product is unwholesome is when I went to the lab. If I send that product to the lab, so at the point I am sampling and I'm picking it, it may have the looks of a product that's unwholesome.
So if I go to the first thing, we shouldn't buy expired products. Second thing is report to the FDA, yeah?
Yes, please.
All right. So give us a call now. What's your experience like with buying, expired products or unwholesome products? Do you have any experiences? Now, around this time, a lot of selling, a lot of buying is ongoing. We want to know from you. Do you feel safe? 03220-835-96. Join us with your experiences, with your questions, with your contributions. 03220-835-96. Now, if you eat a food, past its expiry date, some of the things that would happen to you are quite simple. You might have fever, you might have chills, you might have stomach cramps, you might have diarrhea, nausea, and vomiting, and many, many others. It is not good for your health. And these things are immediate, but there are others that are not immediate but will affect you later in your life. So be vigilant, all right? Be vigilant. Now, let's speak to Christoph, who's calling us on the line right now. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, my brother. I hope you're fine.
I'm blessed and well.
Yes, I think that it's a good show, and it has come at the opportune time when everybody wants to catch up with some goods and services. But to me, Dave, all this brouhaha or all this pandemonium about expiry goods and all that, not having badge number, not to take a receipt, I think that if I police myself and make sure that whatever I'm going to buy, I have to check and see whether it is not expired, or I want to also check whether it's even registered under FDA. I believe that if I take my personal decision into my hand, it will help me. And somebody will ask, what of those who can't read or something? You get somebody who will do it for you, because it is your life. Because Dave, the moment you eat an unwholesome food, you are poisoning your whole system. You can go to the hospital and be operated upon, and that would take time, that would take your money, and you can even lose your life. So to me, I think that the individualistic people, we should take our own destiny into our own hand, because we know that the work is too big for them. They can't be at every place at any time. The FDA, there are a lot of things happening in the blind side, and they are not even tracking them. So we should take our own life into our own hands, and then inshallah, we shall live long. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much. Christoph talks about the fact that the job is too big for you guys, it's too big for your hands. And I know that you're having support from the health department of the KMA. Is it really beyond you? Is it too big for you?
No, it's not. And I'm sorry Christoph feels that. I hope that going forward, he will see that the FDA is doing a yeoman's job in protecting the health and safety of our population.
Let's take a few of the voice notes that has come in and get to know what people also have to share or have to say about this issue that we're having a conversation on.
Hello, Dave. Good morning. I'm Kwame from Roman Hill. Thank you for doing a good job. Yesterday, the team came to my shop. Fortunately, none of my products were expired or about to expire. But my question is to your resource person. What's the difference between best before then date and expiry date? My question is answered because one of the team members said that if an item is due to expire in 2 months' time.
Well, I think that we got the question and we'll give you a response. But let's go back onto the phone lines and speak to Godwin. Okay, so Godwin, good morning.
Good morning, Dave.
Let's hear you, sir.
I hope all is well.
All is well, by grace.
Yeah, I think before I go on, I would suggest that looking at where their office is, that's the FDA, it will be better that they have a center at the main town. They can create a center that people might report there each day, whatever that they see. But sometimes when people report issues to you, and you tell them they should report to their office, looking at where they are, people feel lazy going there. And the mode of transport also to that point, that is the regional administration. It's not easy for people to get there. So I think our advice, they can have a center within the main town, advertise it, running as a shift among their staff, and have the backing of security officers, so that people can report easily whatever that they witness.
I hear you,
and there is also an issue of this checking of the spying goods. I think they need to do more education, get out from the office, let people hear of them. Though we talk on radio, they must also help us by getting more education on how the reporting system should be doing. And it is not just spy goods. There are other goods that are manufactured that have issues.
I understand you, Godwin. And for want of time, Godwin, forgive me. Let's move on. We appreciate the call, sir. Let's bring you a few of your voice notes as well.
Hello. Good morning to you, Nana Akia.
Well, sorry about that one. We got the wrong voice there. But so respond to some of the best the questions for me. The best before having an office in a center of town and all that.
The best before, I didn't hear the tail end of the person's comments, because the person was making a point about the people who came to his shop or her shop saying that they should have 2 months and something. I don't know what the end of that conversation, whether they were insisting that if there is 2 months on it, he has to withdraw the product. No, if there is 2 months on it, you still have time on it. It's a person who is buying who will make the decision whether, as I'm purchasing this thing, I will not finish it within 2 months. So let me buy one that has extended shelf life. Best before says that the manufacturer is telling you that I have made this product and it is best used before the date I have written on it. If you use it after that date, I'm not responsible for what will happen to you. So I'm telling you that I have produced product A. It is best used before 31st December 2020. Now, if you use it beyond 31st December, you are on your own. If anything happens to you, I'm not involved.
Okay.
Now, expiry date says that the manufacturer is then telling you that, no, for my product, after this date, don't use it again.
Okay, so that's simply it.
Yeah.
What about where your office is and it making it uncomfortable for people to reach you? And that you don't have an office somewhere?
We would not. I cannot say as of now that we will be able to cite any. The region is big. If you're saying that everywhere we cite offices, then all the revenue or all the disbursement will be made in. So I don't think that's possible. But we can be reached on
telephone numbers. Yeah.
We can be reached on the internet. In fact, if you post a comment on our Facebook page, we respond.
Okay. Thank you very much. Elijah, is there anything you want to add? Because we need to.
Yeah, I think Christo was talking of what they call it, the best before the 2 months that he was talking of. It was not something that somebody said. No, when we see it, we'll alert you.
Yeah.
This product, because it's what they call it, it's a wholesale. This product is left, like Madam said, it's like with 2 months for it to listen. To take note of what normally that's what we do to them when maybe we see distance and maybe the husband is almost at nearer with closer. We tell you this is what is happening.
Well, we know that we have to be responsible ourselves, but we also know that people like you have a Herculean task on your hand. We know and we appreciate that you're doing some work, but we would hope and pray that you do much more to save a larger number of people out there, because trust me, when we go out there and we want to buy, we're not that vigilant, we're not that careful, although we have to. So what we need to do is we'll try to be careful, but you also watch our backs and help us be safe, especially during this Yuletide. Thank you very much, Mrs. Nora Telabi, the FDA regional boss, and of course you, Alhaji Adams, he's also the head of the Food Safety Department at the KMA. Well, this has been Love in the Morning. We want to continue that conversation with John Samuel Jinapo actually on the expenditure at the presidency. Stay with us. This is Love 99.5.
I've been novelty like
Yeah, they ba. Ne share the course. Until yeah, sure. And one say let's. Okay.
What are
you?
Me afibia meton. Enti me hwe se meton. Enti me hwe se me koto a meto de ye papa. Se de be ya obi beto na afi we na afibie mo san ba obesan ba me ho. Enti me meto a me hwe date no hwe bibia. Ehwe de be ye de ne de be ye papa. E na meto.
What am I? That's why. Said I work on ya share wo nema na am say ne nyina e ye kama. Sa na yeah, they ba. Ne hwe de ekoso. Until yeah, sure. And one say let's. Okay.
What are
you?
Me afibia meton. Enti me hwe se meton. Enti me hwe se me koto a meto de ye papa. Se de be ya obi beto na afi we na afibie mo san ba obesan ba me ho. Enti me meto a me hwe date no hwe bibia. Ehwe de be ye de ne de be ye papa. E na meto.
What am I? That's why. Said I work on ya share wo nema na am say ne nyina e ye kama. Sa na yeah, they ba. Ne hwe de ekoso. Until